This is Shred, and in this video we'll talk about why I'm quitting guitar. So it's time to discuss the guitar technique arms race. I'm personally quitting guitar, or at least the endless pursuit of technique as a means to an end. You see, I think we've more or less reached a level in guitar proficiency that's lost on human understanding. Once you start to get to about 250 beats per minute 16th notes, the human ear starts to drop bits of aural data. In other words, we just can't hear all the notes. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware of the fake guitarist craze taking over YouTube right now. The basic idea is people are speeding up or manipulating videos and audio in order to misrepresent what they're truly capable of. Now, there's been a lot of YouTubers jumping on board to call out this fakery. By the way, if you haven't watched Lucas Mann's video on fake guitarists, check it out. That guy's a badass and is completely exonerated in my book. But here's the question no one seems to be asking, and that is, why is all this happening? Obviously, some people are just trying to get more views and subs. Financial gain is another answer I've heard, basically to sell courses so you can repeat these amazing results. I think the true answer is much deeper than that, though. Guitar players have really reached a state of crisis in the past decade. Thanks to social media platforms like Instagram, we're constantly seeing godlike performances in our news feed. Guitar players have become even more egotistical and vindictive than before, cutting corners any way they can to get that hard-won attention. Now, to add to an already daunting task of becoming an impressive guitar player, the instrument has steadily been declining in popularity and sales. Thus, a technique arms race has begun, trying to outplay others in the ultimate dick measuring contest. So how did this really happen? Here's the answer. Insecurity. We're giving into this tremendous social pressure thrust upon us by social media to compete with others. It's seeping into our psyche and poisoning our individuality. The thing is, music isn't a sport like basketball. It's about making you feel something, which is inherently a subjective consideration. Yet by calling other guitarists out, we're trying to assess their work on an objective scale. Think about it. Do tuba players fight over who can play faster? No, because no one gives a fuck about an instrument that makes flatulation noises. Whoa! But the guitar is such an iconic part of so many well-known songs. It's not just what we play, but who we are. Hell, it even used to be able to get you girls. Now, before you lose hope and smash your guitar, I've got a way out of this tragic plight. It's not a secret shortcut, and it's not going to be easy, like getting attention for a basic finger tapping lick used to be. It actually takes work, but I guarantee you it will get the attention you so desperately crave for your craft. Quit guitar and focus on your musicianship. Here's what I mean. Develop your ears, learn music theory, focus on songwriting, employ compositional devices in your playing, make people feel something with your artistic expression. This is what music is really about, not athletic performance. Now, of course, technique is something that can assist you in executing your creative ideas, but it can only ever be that, and never a foundation to build your music from. If you do this, you'll fail, die alone, and get no babes. Now, in the interest of developing musicality, I put together a few ear training exercises, a Neoclassical Acoustic Etude, and a short electric guitar overture to work on your compositional devices. Tabs will be below in the description box. Now let's get to it. Now, first up is intervals. An interval is just the distance between two notes. So that'd be one, that'd be one. Now, there's 12 notes in the chromatic scale, which gives us 12 different intervals. So from C to C sharp, the shortest distance is a minor second. C to D is a major second. C to E flat, minor third. C to E, major third, C to F, perfect fourth, C to F sharp, tritone. We love it. C to G, perfect fifth, C to A flat, minor sixth, C to A major sixth, C to B flat minor seventh, C to B major seventh, then you're back to C, and that's an octave. Now let's do a short interval quiz. I'll keep the guitar out of frame so you can't see my fingers. No cheating allowed. There'll be 3 questions and you can put your answers in the comments below. Number 1, name that interval. Number 2. And finally, number 3, name that interval. Now this is a great way to take your mind off fake guitar BS. Let's go over some of the compositional devices in the electric guitar overture. We start with one of my favorite ideas in counterpoint, contrary motion. One line goes up the C sharp minor scale, and one line goes down. Then we modulate to C minor. C minor contains 3 flats, and guitarists hate flats, myself included. Careful or I'll flatten you. Now here's a cool concept, common note chords. Next comes a G Lydian section using contrary motion. And we climb a G major 7 arpeggio. A little chromaticism, and then a pedal tone section. Now this is a really cool concept. I'm outlining the Phrygian mode using the chords B minor and C major 7. Very haunting, creepy sound. Reverse pedal point is next. It's like regular pedal point, except the pedal's on top. And we cap it all off with some ascending B minor arpeggios. Now, as a reminder, I'll leave the tabs and music for this lesson at my Patreon page below. That's where you sign on my dotted line and give me your soul. Small price to pay to learn music composition and theory. Now here's an acoustic neoclassical etude, the perfect antidote for guitar fakery. I'm using the B harmonic minor scale and the B harmonic minor primary chords, which are B minor, E minor, and F sharp. Now, what is a scale? Well, a scale is simply a way to connect 2 notes. So we got a C and a C, and if you play all the white notes, you've got yourself a C major scale. Now, if you want to make it minor, all you have to do is flat the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. And that's going to give you a C minor or Aeolian scale. Try your hand at identifying scales by ear. All you have to do is tell me whether or not the scale is major or minor. Does it sound happy or sad? Number 2. And finally, number 3. Is this scale major or minor? $1 million to the winner. Now let's talk about the 4 types of triads. First up, you've got C major, which is C, E, G. Next, you have a minor triad. And to get a minor triad, you take a major triad and lower the 3rd or middle note. C, E flat, G. That's C minor. Now to get an augmented triad, you take a major triad and raise the 5th a half step. C, E, G sharp. And to get a diminished triad, you start with a minor triad, C, E flat, G, and you lower the 5th, C, E flat, G flat. Now let's try a chord quiz. Tell me whether or not each of these chords is major, minor, augmented, or diminished. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Put your answers in the comments below. Now, was all this guitar fakery spelling the beginning of the end for the instrument? Maybe. But I think if we can shift the focus from competing with others back to sounding good, we might be able to turn things around. Good composition and songwriting is the only way. Until next time, shred till you're dead.